Hi, this is Olivier at Lingoport, and with me, I have Nathaniel.
I work with RWS, and I'm working with Olivier here on our integration between the two systems, between Lingoport and RWS Trados.
As part of our partnership between Lingoport and RWS, in this session, we're going to demonstrate how Localizer and Trados Enterprise interact seamlessly. We will start with the development team, a simplified view of how they interact with the repository to push, in particular, resource files. Resource files are those files in the user interface that need to be translated for a global market. We will show how Localizer analyzes the files that have been created by the developers. In Localizer, 45 checks are carried out. There are a number of features that Localizer provides, for example, sending incremental or full files to Trados Enterprise, doing transforms if the files that are created by the dev teams are not standard, and some other features. We will show how the visibility in the Localizer of the status of the files in the repository, how they are being translated. For those files that need to be translated, how to send them to Trados Enterprise seamlessly. When Trados Enterprise, this part will be done by Nathaniel, the translation process in Trados Enterprise for those files. When those translations are complete, they will be returned to Localizer, analyzed by Localizer for correctness, and if they pass the checks, they will be pushed back to the repository. So I will start with showing the dev team pushing files to the repository and the analysis carried out by Localizer. This is a view of one file in the repository in the translation branch for this POC project, for this POC repository. In this translation.json file, there are a few strings. One of them has been already translated into the 3 target locales. Welcome. The others are new strings that will need to be sent for translation. How does that look in Command Center? In Command Center, the view in Command Center shows that there is a base locale that's English. There are 3 target locales. The number of words for this very small project is 23. There are 10 strings to be translated, and it's all in one file. It's using Trados Enterprise as the translation management system. To look at the completion report for each individual locale, simply click on this button, and you will see that German, French, and Japanese are the 3 target locales. They are all at the same level, and we're going to send the 19 words to be translated to Trados Enterprise. To do so, we're going to click this button here, Send to Translation. I will now pass the relay to Nathaniel for the translation part in Trados Enterprise.
I can take a look from Trados at any automation projects that have been created, and I can see here a new list of projects that have just been identified that Olivier has submitted for translation. And we can take a look at the status of these projects by simply clicking on the projects themselves, and I can see the progress for this project through the predefined workflow that we have set. And it looks like the project has now completed. The test that we're running right now for the demo is a simple application of machine translation. Now that the projects have completed from within Trados, the same automation connector is set up to re-push those files back into the shared repository. Back to Olivier for the retrieval.
Thank you, Nathaniel. So on the Localizer side, what's happening now is we are checking for import, and this is part of the queue. You see that things are running now. A number of checks are carried out to make sure that the files that are being returned from Trados Enterprise are good files. They are then merged together with the current translation that already existed in the French, Japanese, and German files, and that will be pushed to the repository if everything goes correctly. At the end of this process, we should see a different view for the completion report and also for each one of the files that were outstanding here. As you can see, this is not complete yet. as this is the process, the import process is being carried out. At the end of the import process, this will be changed here. So we returned some of the files here. What was returned was French and German. Japanese has not been completed yet, which is fine. And so you see right away what is currently in the repository, not what is in Trados Enterprise, but what is in the repository. If I were to go to the repository now, I will see that in my locales, I have some localizer translation commit messages that indicates that a new translation was returned from localizer. If I click on this commit, we will see the changes that were made. So the first Willkommen by is still here, but we're adding now login, money, safety scoreboard, and so on over there. The same with the French here. We're seeing the original string that was already translated, and we're seeing the added translation here. That concludes this demonstration. We just showed the seamless integration between Localizer and Trados Enterprise when working with software development teams. Nathaniel?
As always, it's a pleasure to work with you, and I'm really excited about this kind of interaction between the two systems. It really will provide both teams with enhancements and sort of ease of use for our clients. So we're really happy to introduce this new functionality with you.